name is Eric Williams. I've never met you before, right?
Right.
This is the first time we've met?
Right.
You've watched the commercial?
Right.
What do you think?
I think it's tough. The message that it sends to people of color indicates that our kids are maniacs at birth. At that, just the understanding that they see from television commercials and what have you, sells them a message that they can't achieve at the same rate as other races. I just think it's difficult, extremely difficult, to put something like that in front of our kids and have them go out and expect them to be productive in a world that just says that they're maniacs from day one. I just think it's extremely insensitive. And no, I wouldn't buy a GM product.
Oh, you wouldn't even support GM anymore?
No. Not at all.
Interesting.
Not at all.
And you're a teacher?
Yes.
And you deal with children and kids all day?
I deal with children and kids all day.
And would you call them maniacs?
No.
That would be offensive?
That would be extremely offensive.
And could potentially be discriminatory?
Definitely.
Interesting. So what would you tell GM today?
I would ask GM to consider the fact that the television definitely can send a negative message or give a negative connotation to people of color. Definitely would guide our kids down the wrong path, because it's subliminal messaging that's being sent that puts certain things in their mind. And I would just ask that they would definitely remove the commercial from television, or don't even run the commercial.
Oh, really?
Honestly. Yes.
It's that bad?
Yes.
Interesting. So what really got your goat in the commercials for life?
Just the reference of the kids being maniacs, or the people of color being maniacs, was the most important thing for me when I looked at when I saw the commercial. And I saw the kids, and I saw the kids they were referring to. Our kids, already have stereotypical feelings about themselves because of what's placed on them, and this just adds to it.
So if there was one white kid in that car getting out of the vehicle, would that change your mind at all?
To a degree. To some degree, but not totally.
Not totally. Still.
Right.
It's still offensive.
It's still offensive.
Now, GM wrote back and said that there were kids of color, of different races,
right,
in the vehicle. But clearly, you could see that there were at least 2 or 3 African Americans in that vehicle.
Exactly.
And the woman that called them maniacs had all white kids.
Right.
And they were standing up there doing what?
Right. Just kind of doing their thing or whatever, But at the end of the day, they don't make them seem like they're crazy in any way, shape, or form. Just the presentation that's presented to our kids on a daily basis makes it extremely difficult for them to achieve at high levels.
And I think that's kind of going back to stereotyping us as violent.
Yeah.
And violent means kind of like a maniac.
Right.
Acting crazy.
Right.
We see that playing out with police brutality all over the place. So in these insensitive times, for them to use that kind of word.
Right. It's extremely difficult, because you have to look at it from the standpoint of, like I said again, just what's being sent to our kids on a daily basis, the messages that are being conveyed to our kids on a daily basis makes it extremely difficult, especially as a man, a black man, to sit back and see something like that. And then teaching kids, it's extremely difficult for me to understand why would we as Americans try to place something like that on one specific group or one specific demographic.
In closing, some of the comments on Facebook said this is a reach. Do you see it as a reach?
No, I don't. I think there's systematic messages sent to our kids or sent to people of color every day, and everything that they do.
Okay, in closing, will you give us permission to use your video?
Yes.
And what's your name one more time?
John Woodruff.
John Woodruff. Okay.